you guess what we're going to be talking about today?
Here's a hint. Let me give you a hint. Don't look.
Okay. Oh my God.
Oh, well. This was left over from my birthday party
It's
because
like
I'm a child.
Yes, you are a child. That's why they gave you kid glasses.
Yeah,
Dun
it's
Dun
I'm turning 36, but it's like I'm 6. Yeah, you could be Jaws or there's versatility. Hold on.
Oh, it's versatility. You be Jaws or
the victim. Oh no.
That makes most sense.
Also, like really morbid. This is why I don't swim in the ocean, because I feel like I would be cursed. I was forced to swim with sharks in Bora Bora, and I kid you not, the white people I was with were like riding sharks, and I go, "What is wrong with you? Like, did not get attacked by a shark. Don't swim with sharks." Like, people were grabbing onto their. It was incredible. And then, yes, I'm gonna do the whole thing holding this just until no, my arms hurt. Okay, the end. But only while I'm telling the other shark story. So there, when you're loading out, the guy's like, no one's ever been bit by a shark, right? My friend got bit by a shark when we were there, bit her arm because she was feeding the shark. And then the guy goes, oh, I never seen that happen. So they didn't even have a first aid kit. So he just poured a bottle of rum on her arm. She was fine. But I got out of the water.
Mm-hmm.
You can't tell, we're talking about the cinematic masterpiece that is Jaws.
1975.
Yes.
Steven Spielberg is a
genius.
Film. I love Steven Spielberg.
Did you read the book? I didn't read
the book. Did have the book.
Is this one of those you carried around, or was that only Stephen King?
That was just Stephen King. But for whatever reason,
Peter Benchley, I think is.
I feel that if I had the books, it made me feel smarter to have a lot of books, and then I could just pretend like I read them.
You're one of those. I see. So I think I'm guilty of the same thing, but then I think I used to lie and say I had read the book, because I definitely started it multiple times. I actually, speaking of that Bora Bora trip, I took it with me. So I was like, what a better place to sit in my little, on the water tiki hut thing and read a book about sharks to make me not ever want to get in the water. And it didn't help. So I stopped reading it, and I think I left it there. Whatever. They're really strict about your weight on your luggage. And so I haven't rebought it I think that was the third time I'd owned the book. I think it's just not meant to be.
No, you don't need to read it.
That being
just
said,
watch the movie.
I'm looking at a very frosty. I'm going to test your Jaws knowledge real quick. Do you recognize the Narragansett here? My hero in life, Quint, who I will one day turn into and just sail away from everything, drinks Narragansett, and he does the famous scene where he crushes the can. And I don't know, maybe by the end I could do that, but probably not. I think I left them in the fridge too. They're very frosty. But yeah, so you've seen Jaws? Is that what you're trying to tell me?
That's what I'm saying.
I mean, this movie to me, and granted, people don't appreciate it, or younger generations don't appreciate it as much. Not thinking, like my little brother, I guess he's considered, younger generation. He just turned 18. He loved it because I showed it to him at an early age. Like my nana showed it to me when I was like 8, probably too young to be watching that movie. But I always loved it since then. I did the same thing to my little brother. Tried that with my nieces, and they were like not into it. They were like, when does he murder people? Like, where's all the blood? And I tried to explain to them what a plot-driven, kind of slower movie. Like you have to like become involved with the characters. You can't explain that to the kids.
They don't care. They just want to see blood and gore. But the first opening sequence is the girl swimming.
Yeah, but it doesn't really show much.
But you have to imagine it.
Well, I know that's what I was explaining. And yes, I'm using a lip gloss because I don't want to break my nail off. But that's what I was trying to explain that to them as well.
Having some trouble.
Where are you? I need you to come open my beer. But they just weren't into it. They wanted to see him literally murder this girl. And I'm like, why do you want to see that?
Have you seen all the sequels, or are you just partial to the original first one?
Oh my gosh. So funny you mentioned that, because I end up talking about the sequels more often than I'd like to, because for the most part, they're trash.
Okay,
I'm
whatever.
moving it.
3D is
Okay.
amazing.
Oh, no, that is the one. You did not let me finish.
Oh,
That
sorry.
is the one I will let slide.
Dennis
One,
Quaid.
Dennis
Come on.
Quaid. I reference that movie so much. But I was reading a story recently that Dennis Quaid was talking about the cocaine budget in that movie. Did you hear about that?
What? No, go ahead.
So I forget what they called it in the budget of the film, but there was a budget specifically for cocaine, to keep all the stars on track. Yeah, I forgot he said what it was called. I forget. But I like that movie because I love SeaWorld.
I love SeaWorld. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of all of the sequels. I love, Louis Gossett Jr. and Dennis Quaid, and so I'm like, that's like holds its own in my opinion, just on its own. I'm like, that's like,
and it's
like
3D
and it's 3D.
So when you watch it, the fish in the intro is like,
it's like so slow, but it's like, dude,
I love it.
Dude.
I love it.
But I love how slow it is. It's like it paused and then pause and then pause and then and then it comes at you.
It's frame by you're like, I get it, okay, but I don't know.
But it's classic. It's amazing.
Like I said, if they ever remake Jaws, I might have to murder somebody because I just don't think like all the practical effects they had to do to pull that off. And like, I forget what was the name of the shark. I should know this. It's not Harry. It's something like a human name, I think it was. And they had so much trouble with that thing.
Bruce.
Bruce. Yeah.
Was his name Bruce?
And that the infamous improv line, you're gonna need a bigger boat, or we're gonna need a bigger boat. One of my favorite lines. Well, Quint is my favorite.
Of course.
And he says my favorite line to Schneider. I'm not Schneider, to Hopper, where he's like, "Quit playing with yourself, Hoopa." And it's because he's playing solitaire. But you start thinking, he's doing something else, a little more risque. And I think it's rated PG.
What I love is back in that time when they made movies, and it's so grainy and beautiful, is everything was real. Like, I think
the reason people can't do that now. It takes too much effort. I think
the reason that like I love watching behind the scenes of like those older movies is because it's not CGI and it holds time because it was a big fake shark, but it holds the time because no one looks at it and goes, that's old CGI. Look at that. Or, look at the computer graphics. It's so old. It's like, no, look at it. They built this thing.
And it kept malfunctioning. And
well, that's what happens when you work in water.
But there's that great photo of Steven Spielberg in the mouth of Bruce. And it's just an incredible photo that you can't do that with the CGI. Okay. Like, I don't know. Yeah. Well, I know you've probably looked at this or seen some behind the scenes when they're filming with the CGI.
It's all green and there's people with dots all over their faces.
And it's so awkward. Like, I can usually spot CGI like fake like spiders I'm like, come on, make the actor work for it. But that
well, I will say this. I think that the actors are probably doing more acting now.
Oh, for sure.
Because they're like,
nothing is more awkward than not having the thing with you.
I don't know what I'm looking at. It's green. I gotta make it up.
It's the worst. I find myself explaining scenes to people. You'll watch a dance scene or a club. There's no music playing. So that's why the people look like they have no rhythm. Okay. Any movie if there's audio in the scene, it's silent because they want to get the audio. And you have to dance as if there's like full, I don't know. It's so weird. And I guess it's if you've never been in that situation.
If I was doing that, I would dance like that even if there was music because I'm pretty not a good dancer. I can't dance or anything. I have no rhythm.
We're on the same level. It's okay. It's called white people.
Well, we've seen each other dance at the diner. So
we had moves. Designated move dances are a little easier to execute, but still, I know what you mean. So Jaws. I feel like I've definitely seen the second one a time or two, but it doesn't stick out in my head except that the kid from Christine is in it.
Okay, so what gets me is like he died. The shark dies like every single time, or are they just like different sharks that are coming back, and it's like, oh, it's a different great white.
I think the first one that was supposed to be the mom.
Yeah, the first one and the second one, because the second one, I remember vividly. Maybe it was the first one. He's holding onto like a pipe, and then the shark comes and like bites down on the pipe, and then Brody gets away.
That might be the second one. The first one is he throws the compressed air, and then they shoot it.
Okay.
Right? Or Quint goes after he eats Quint. I think Brody and I should fucking know this. I've literally watched this to go to sleep all the time.
You know.
As you know, I usually fall asleep to this movie.
Oh my God. Let me tell you that one. So I spent the night at this girl's house, or her little junior studio apartment, which is...
I love that place. My birdhouse.
Your birdhouse. So it has like a little ledge, which she has a massive TV on. And that's like a divider for the room. Okay, fine. So there's a bedroom, and then there's a living room, and it's divided by a massive television. And her bed is right underneath this television. With her head or her feet next to the TV?
Both. How it was laid, like the TV is here, and then like you're laying parallel to the TV.
I was closest to the TV, so I was worried that it would fall on me, or I was going to kick it and it was going to fall. And I was like paranoid the entire time. And so she says to me without warning, just, hey, I can't sleep without noise. Is it okay if I put something on? Cool. I don't care. I'm used to people listening to music, whatever. No, she puts Jaws on. And loud. Like she's like falling asleep, and it's like, that
movie, you can't watch it quiet. So it's either silent or like the audio is, it's one of those movies where I feel like the sound mixer didn't correct, and that happens with a lot of movies now. So the music is so loud, or the death scenes, but the rest of the audio is
very low. Yeah, that's why I have to use closed captioning when I watch things on TV.
Ugh, you're one of those. So is Nino. I can't, because then I just read those. I end up just reading, even when I know what they're saying.
You get used to it, especially I watch a lot of British shows, so I need to know what they're saying, and they mumble.
I mean, I see that, and I end up rewinding it a lot, and then I put the captions on. But overall, I always think it takes away from the film if I'm looking at the stupid words when I should be looking at, the actor's face or their
body
gesture.
Or whatever.
It's not Ryan Reynolds. I mean, there's no one in Jaws. I think maybe Quint. I have my weird old man crush on him. But don't get me started on Jaws: The Revenge. That's number 4. I was trying to have a conversation with somebody. I think there's 4. Jaws: The Revenge is just the worst film. The wife is just so whiny and thinks it's this big shark conspiracy that's followed them to this island.
One, right? I do remember that one. Yes, it's we got Jaws 2, Jaws 3D, which is really good. And Jaws 2 is just a continuation of Jaws 1, so whatever. And then there's Jaws: The Revenge. So we pretty much we could do 1 through 3 and get rid of that one.
Because the first one, you have such great characters, right? You've got the mayor with his anchor blazer. I mean, he's a fashionable male, but he's like a terrible human being. He's still the mayor in the second one, though. And then you have that big guy who says my favorite line of the film. Oh, what? I'll reenact.
Oh, yes, go ahead.
He's like telling him, well, what kind of shark is it? And he's like, a tiger shark. And he's got the pencil in his mouth. And the fat guy goes, oh, what? And it is how I figure out if I like somebody. I kid you not. I meet so many people, and it's a hashtag because that's how many people love this line. Like, this guy killed it. Like, he nailed the, oh, what? And it was a joke growing up with my brother, and we would still text it to each other. And I've met people, and you say that, and they know instantly that you're talking about that damn guy in Jaws. And I mean, there's nothing better than like having one line. I mean, he might talk at some other point, but that's what he's known for. Besides being traumatized for me making you fall asleep to it.
No, it's a wonderful movie. I love it. I love that movie.
I know it's probably coming at some point where they're going to remake it because they do that with all movies. And yeah, I'll be like really upset. I'll be the person making the petition. Like, don't let this happen.
Usually me when they make reboots, and I'm like, please don't do that.
I'm surprised no one's tried, but like you were saying, it still holds. Like, if you look at the shark, granted they don't really show him that much. Like,
they don't
it's
really
always
show
in the water.
Yeah.
Because they're using like a robot, so they're not going to show it. I get that. Yeah. Well, you didn't say your favorite scene from Jaws, but okay.
Well, we need a bigger boat, obviously.
You would.
Because I love Richard Dreyfuss, and he's so sarcastic in the whole damn movie. He's just like,
he didn't say that line. Brody
shit.
did.
Did he?
Please include this.
Why?
Brody says that.
Why am I remembering Richard Dreyfuss saying we need a bigger boat?
Because you have this weird crush on him now.
I do.
Brody. Like, now that I know
whatever.
You like the guy from Mr. Holland's Opus.
Hello, you have a crush on fucking Quint, old man. He's like got hair in weird places and shit. Looks like it was just glued onto his face.
Weird mole. Me and face moles. I don't know. It's a fetish. No, he says that because it was Brody. He's backing away. Quint had just hung up, the phone, told his wife everything's okay, and he saw the shark for the first time and was like, "You're gonna need a bigger boat," and that was a totally improvised line. So
I love
very
behind
memorable.
the scenes information that you know.
Yeah, and to think I didn't do any research for this. It's just my life.
It's just your life. It's because you were there.
Yeah, in spirit.
Yes.
Anyway. Now you'll go watch it and you'll see that I'm right.
I know. I'm gonna go watch it and be like, damn it. She was right.
But anyway, I'm always right. Come on, get right.
I'm not always. Sometimes. I give you that.
80%. All right. Okay. Well, until next time on Shea's Scare Lounge, this is Shealyn.
And this is Shealyn.
Thank you.
Am I doing that? I don't even know.
Follow us on Facebook, Instagram. Go like us on YouTube. Hit that little bell, like Shea likes to say. Ding! Get all the alerts. And see you next time. Be nerdy with us.
Yes.
Toodles.
Bye. Maybe I'm just like part insect or something. I think so. They're just drawn to you.